Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'm allowed to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a lesson through the spirit titled Earthquake Threat. This is from JacksonCounty.gov, which this is actually one of the municipalities in Kansas City. Jackson County, actually, here in Kansas City, Missouri. You have Jackson County, you have Clay County, you have Johnson County, and pretty much the metropolis of Kansas City is Jackson County. So they even put on their website an earthquake threat. As you know, me personally, I've been saying that this province or that this particular province or region is under threat of an earthquake, which is overdue by damn near 100 years. Okay, like if anybody ever come to Kansas City, Missouri, you notice that it's a lot of hills out here. And for this to be a Midwestern state, you know, it's not really flat enough. It's a lot of hills. It's like being down in Atlanta in the valley some damn where, you know, and I wondered, I'm like, if this is the Midwest, why is it so hilly out here? Well, find out is because, you know, they had an earthquake back in 1811, 1812. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily has anything to do with the terrain, but you can kind of guess that something big has hit here because Missouri is landlocked. Okay, there's no big bodies of water. There's no particular, I mean, you do get inclement weather. You do get tornadoes. You know, you do get bad thunderstorms. You get bad snow. But overall, man, this place is like pretty much landlocked. So they don't have to ever worry about any type of tsunamis. Okay, I think like the biggest body of water that's really harbors Missouri is the Missouri River and the Mississippi River. And then after that, you have Lake Michigan, which harbors Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Indiana. Okay. But anyway, it says here in the United States, most people may erroneously believe that earthquakes are a strictly West Coast phenomenon. But did you know a quake that might devastate devastate St. Louis and severely rattle the greater Kansas City area is a real possibility? And you know what? This place is so goddamn wicked and proud. Kansas City needs a fucking earthquake, man. You know, because these people are proud as hell. They're proud. They're haughty. They feel like they shit don't stink. And, you know, we out prophesying. You know, people scoff at us, man. You know, when we out here doing our thing. So back in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Yahweh Shai is going to bring something devastating to this city. And he's going to shake these clowns up out here, man. Okay, because like I said, man, don't nothing ever happen here for real. You know, outside of little small tornadoes, but these people ain't got touched yet. You know, and they're talking about a major earthquake, which we sit on a new Madrid fault line, okay, which is connected to the San Andreas fault line. So I say, look, if California gets hit with that big earthquake or the big one, they're talking about like 9.7. We gonna get hit with one here because all the fault lines are pretty much connected, so to speak. You know, and the Lord, he's perfect. He set this place up for the perfect fall because America is surrounded by fault lines, man. You got gas mains that run all throughout the country. You got underground volcanoes. You got Yellowstone National Park, which that's been in fear of erupting for the last decade or so, man. You know, even longer than that. So the Lord really set this place up to fall when it falls, because the scriptures goes into how Babylon would be broken up into 3 parts. And allegedly the military has a map showing that America being broken up in 3 parts. Now, I'm not sure how true it is because I think it surfaced online somewhere. But regardless of it, they know something big is coming. Okay. And they would not put this on an actual government website, Jackson County, you know. But anyway, it says here, the new Madrid fault lines extends 120 miles southeastern Missouri, in southeastern Missouri, in the Boot Hill, which they have it highlighted here, the Boot Hill, and into northern Arkansas, according to the Missouri State Emergency Management Agency, and is extremely active seismic zone. Okay, this is why people feel earthquakes here. Okay, people feel them in Arkansas. Sometimes you feel them in Oklahoma. You feel it in Kansas. You feel it here in Missouri. You know, as people have been reporting it feel shaking overnight. It says, while damaging tremors may be more frequent in California, when they occur along the new Madrid line, the impact could be far more widespread. Due to the underlying geologically in the area, the new Madrid earthquake may cause destruction in an area about 20 times larger, damn, than an earthquake with a Southern California epicenter. Wow. So, man, bro, like if it hits here, that's it. Okay, life would not be sustainable here. And hey, call Allah Yahweh Shemi Havashai, man. This will happen eventually to some form of fashion. Okay, even when the missiles are shot off, this place is going to break apart. So it's safe to say that things are getting ready to happen. But it says a major earthquake classified as registered on a 7.5 or higher in the Richter scale strikes the New Madrid seismic zone about every 200 or 300 years. And the reason says the last major earthquakes to rock the region occurred in 1811 and 1812. It said during a 5-month period stretch of more than 2,000 tremors were noted, of 5 of which were estimated to top 8.0 on the Richter scale. Wow, those are megaquakes. And 18 shock waves reached the eastern seaboard, some with enough force to cause church bells to ring. But it says perhaps the most famous antidote associated with the 1811 and 1812 earthquakes is that some of them caused the Mississippi River to flow backwards. Damn. But fortunately, in the early 19th century, modern-day Missouri was considered out west, and this region of America was sparsely populated. But it says today, a rupture of the New Madrid fault on the magnitude of the 1811 and 12 earthquakes can leave large parts of St. Louis and Memphis, Tennessee uninhabitable. It says, according to 2010 study that the University of Illinois conducted, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which this is FEMA Region 7, commissioned a 7.7 magnitude earthquake in this area could leave more than 7 million people homeless. Okay. There's going to be a lot of loss of life too. Okay. So peep this, man. How about Shemi Havashai is getting ready to make some moves, because this is why I believe during the time of this solar eclipse, I believe down in parts of Oklahoma, I believe they're going to deploy National Guards down there, because I believe people are going to meet somewhere down here in this boot hill to get the totality of the eclipse coming up on the 8th. Okay, which actually ends on a major fault line, which is the New Madrid fault line, and also harboring 7 cities of Nineveh, which 7 means completion. And we understand what happened to Nineveh in the Bible. Okay, the Lord destroyed it finally. Okay, so anyway, it says firsthand account. There are excerpts from a journal George Henrik Crisp kept as he and his family endured the 18 and 12 New Madrid earthquakes. It says they lived near present-day Louisville, Kentucky, more than 250 miles away from the epicenter of New Madrid, Missouri. It says excerpts are republished as written. Also, they felt it in New York, too, of parts of like Washington, D.C. But it says there was a great shaking of the earth this morning. Tables and chairs turned over, knocked around, all of us knocked out of the bed. The war, I thought, will leave us deaf if we lived. It says it was not a storm, but when you can hear, all you can hear was screams from people and animals. It said it was the worst thing that I can ever witness. And it says it was still dark and you could not see nothing. I thought the shaking and the loud warning sounds would never stop, but you could not hold on to nothing. Neither man or woman was strong enough. The shaker would knock you loose like knocking hookwood snorts out of a tree. Damn, violent. It says, I didn't know how we lived through it, but none of us was killed. We was all banged up, and some of us knocked out for a while, and blood was everywhere. It says when it got daybreak, you can see the damage done all around. It says we still had our home. It was some damage, but some people that the home was not built too strong did not. And it says, and we will have to hunt our animals. Everybody else is scared to death. We still do not know if anybody was killed. Okay. So basically they're giving accounts of this earthquake. January 23rd, 1812, it says, what are we going to do? And it reads, it says, you cannot fight because you don't know how. It says, it is not something that you can see. It says, in a storm, you can see the sky and it shows dark clouds. And you know that you might get strong winds, but this, you cannot see anything but a house that just lays in a pile on the ground. Not scattered around trees, it just falls over with the roots on it. And basically, they're going into the accounting. You got to understand, too, though, back in the day, that was during the time of us, slavery, too, man, So it wasn't really no technology then. It was dark. You had the buggy and cart, you didn't have like real street lights. You didn't have none of that stuff. You had dirt roads. This is in the 1800s. So we've come a long way, man. But nonetheless, Yahweh Shemi Hawashai is getting ready to start answering you people. Finally. Okay. So anyway, I typed in terrible God, and it came up in the King James Bible 13 times. And it reads Deuteronomy 7:21. It says, "Thou shalt not be afraid of them." It says, "For the Lord thy power is among you, a mighty God and terrible." Okay, so we're dealing with the power that's unfathomable. Like he said that you will never understand my ways. My ways are not your ways. My ways are above your ways, man. So we can't begin to understand the diversity nature of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. And the crazy part about it is he's banging this world up, but he ain't showed us nothing yet. And people are already bugging out. Okay, the Lord ain't showed us shit yet, man. And this place is already frightening with fear. Deuteronomy 10:17, it says, "For the Lord it says, for Yahweh, your power." And Salaki, I had a long fucking night, man. I got a terrible headache. Man, had some had a little bit more yan and shakar than I anticipated. It's been a while since I drank, like that. So I had a couple of shots last night. After a long day, just one of them days yesterday was just real tiring and vexing, man. I got to the crib, I'm like, let me go ahead and shoot the rest of this. It's probably like, wasn't even a pint. It was probably like a little bit less than a pint, but it was some strong shit, man. And I drunk that shit, man. I was feeling good. I woke up this morning like, damn. So Jake is still trying to recover from that. So Salaki, if I seem a little discombobulated a little bit, man, Jake is still trying to wake the hell up. But hey, had some good drink, man. Slept good. And we had it again. But in Deuteronomy 10:17, it says, "For Yahweh, your power is a power of powers, and the Lord of hosts, or the Lord of lords, and a great God, a mighty and terrible, which regarded not persons nor take a reward," man, okay? And the reason says, "He is the praise, and he is thy power, they have done for these great and terrible things in thy eyes which have seen," man, okay? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is a terrible power, man, okay? Nehemiah 1:15, and it says, "And I beseech thee, O Yahweh, power of heaven, the great and terrible God." Okay, so they said that this made the what you call that the San Andreas fault, even though you have more violent earthquakes on the West Coast. Like I said, if the New Madrid erupts, it's gonna be a lot worse than the San Andreas earthquake, man. Now damages may be more in LA because it's more expensive infrastructure and they put more into the city, but overall, man, you got some pretty wealthy cities in this area. Okay, I won't say Nashville, Tennessee, they're not really wealthy, but St. Louis, contrary to popular opinion, St. Louis is sitting on a lot of wealth. Okay, old wealth. Kansas City is sitting on a lot of wealth, and they say that look, we're roughly 300 miles away from St. Louis, 297 miles to be exact, to some degree, because it's about a 3-hour drive from here to St. Louis. So it's easily, if that erupts, we're gonna feel it here, easily. And Lord's will, it happens, man. And this is why everybody's bugging out on this eclipse. But it says here, it says, "And I said thee, I beseech thee, O Yahweh, power of heaven, the great and terrible God, that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments." Okay, and these people ain't keeping the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, they don't give a damn about the Lord. See, Psalm 65:5. It says, "By terrible things and righteousness." And what's terrible things and righteousness? Judgment. So the Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. It says, "By terrible things and righteousness wilt thou answer us, O power of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth and of them that are far off upon the sea." Okay. And there's a couple of precepts here. It's saying to the power, "How terrible are thy works! Through the greatness of thy power should thy enemies submit themselves unto thee." Okay. But it says, "Come and see the works of Yahweh. He is terrible in his doing towards the children of men," which is you heathens, man. Okay. And the 2/3 of our people, because you 2/3 come in the spirit of the heathens now. All right. So anyway, let's go back to this article. See a couple of things. It says our odds, the cost of property damage will quickly soar in billions of dollars. Flooding along the Missouri and Mississippi rivers would be likely, and parts of the central United States might be without power for weeks. It says the FEMA study urges state and local governments to retrofit hospitals, fire stations, police stations, nuclear power plants, and other central facilities to improve their odds of holding up in a big earthquake. Okay. It says here the St. Charles County, Missouri Division of Emergency Management puts the odds of another major New Madrid earthquake happening before 2040 at a 25%. So I'm thinking like 85% soon. That shit can fall. Hey, something can happen when the eclipse come. You know, we may see something before the election, because if that happens here, then hey, it's safe to say that this part of you won't be able to travel to this part of the country. And hey, brothers, when this go down, hey, we gonna have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Just this point blank period. We gonna have faith in them. You know, because we gonna be okay. But the mess of these people gonna get shook. They're gonna get rocked. They're gonna get fucked up out here. You know, and they have no faith as it is. They're gonna panic, murder, kill, rob, steal. And this is gonna be a shit show, man. And they're gonna have to deploy the troops here. You know? But anyway, this is the book of Isaiah 2. And I'm going to start at verses 17. It says, and the loftiness of men should be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men should be made low. And the Lord alone should be exalted that day, and the idols shall he utterly abolish, and they should go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth. Okay, and this is talking about when the nuclear destruction finally hits, man. Okay, it says the Lord is going to shake this place, and deservingly so. Matthew 24, and I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, and nation should rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay? And you have earthquakes. I mean, literally, you have earthquakes in the thousands hitting earth every single day. There's always an earthquake somewhere, man. They said over, since the last decade, this place have seen more earthquakes within the last decade than any time in history. So that proves that Yahweh Shai is near. He's coming back, man, and he's exacting his vengeance on you heathens. You see? Babylon. Oh, no, not bad. It said the city, 3 parts. City was divided into 3 parts. Revelation 16 and 19. And it reads here, Revelation 16, and I'm going to start at 17, even though this is going into the nuclear destruction. And it reads, it says, and the 7th angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, okay? Because when those missiles hit, it basically is going to cause the earth to shake. It says, such it was not since man was upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And the great city, which is America, was divided into 3 parts. And the cities and the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Okay, and that's going into the missiles. But he even said before then the city was broken up into 3 parts. You know, so, I mean, whether this happens during a nuclear destruction is very well possible, or something can happen that's going to break this country up into 3 parts, man. Because if you have the New Madrid fault line, which erupts, and then the San Andreas fault line that erupts, which harbors here, as you see on the left of the screen, California, Nevada, Oregon, those places will break up. And if we get hit here, this whole middle section will break up, because America's put together by fault lines. It's like a big puzzle, you know. So if this falls, you can easily say that the Midwest will be completely detached from the West, and then you got the East Coast here, you know. So let's look at it this way. So let's say if that breaks there, bam. So you got one part. You get that one part here, and then, you know, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Cool beans. And I'm just trying to experiment with some things, because if this is the Boot Hill in Missouri here, that little red area, so we split here, bam. We split here, bam. So that's 1, 2, 3, bam. You know, and I'm not saying that's exactly how it's gonna go, but common sense wise, if that was to happen, then that's a very possibility, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh.